Shifting Sands by David Lewis Paget. I wandered lost on an ancient coast, abreast of the Irish Sea, a land of sand and sediment, washed down from an estuary. The land consists of an ancient myth that the Spanish came ashore, adrift from the Great Armada, in the wake of a mighty war. Each Irishman from a fierce clan had slaughtered the Spanish crew, who dared to land with their contraband in the storm winds that God blew. And still today, so the locals say, when the tides sweep up the shore, there are arms and plate from the ships of hate that the Spaniards sent to war. But while I wandered along the beach, in the wake of an autumn storm, the wind blew fierce along the breach where the hulls of the ships were torn. The tide was grey, and had slipped away, leaving the seabed dry. Off in the far horizon, and between the earth and the sky, and out on that sunken seabed lay the wreck of a Spanish ship, the bones of a Spanish galleon that had reached the end of its trip. The mast rose up and above the sand, while the hull lay there below. It lay out there in the bay quite near, so exploring I had to go. The salt and sand had preserved it, and I could see inside the hull. The water drained from the ancient frame. I could see it still was full, with casks of wine and a Spanish sign engraved on some silver plate, with helmets, arms, and some lucky charms that had sent them to their fate. The skeletons lay row on row, with their armor rusted brown, caught in the quarters down below. As the ship had sunk, they drowned. An ancient quadrant lay on the bridge, where some seamen laid it down, and so it lay till that very day when I took it back to town. The wind was howling around the hull, and it screamed across the mast. I grew uneasy to hear it there, and I left the ship at last. It seemed to blow from the gaping mouths of that line of ancient bones, and all I heard, as I ran away, was the sound of unholy moans. All in all, there were 24 ships, all lost on the Irish coast, the end of the Great Armada. They suffered there the most. So when the tide's at its lowest ebb, in the middle months of spring, look out the most on the Irish coast, what the shifting sands may bring.